Shai, what'd you feel just in terms of the force that they were playing with early, and what you all needed to do differently in the opening minutes of this game?
Yeah, we just didn't bring it from an energy and focus standpoint. To sum it up, we just didn't have it. They obviously had it with the sense of urgency, knowing like if they go down 3-0, it's going to be pretty tough. And we just, what it felt like, just eased into the game, and they didn't, and they blitzed us pretty early, and then we were never able to get back because of it. But they just came out with a sense of urgency, and we didn't. And on top of that, when you play a really good team, it looks like that. So we got to come out with a sense of urgency, and then see where the game lays.
Shai, was there a play or a sequence that you saw and thought like, okay, things are probably starting to get out of hand?
We just like turned the ball over early. They had like offensive rebounds early, like a free throw block out I missed, and then I was offensive rebound. Like just energy plays and little plays, like loose balls, stuff like that adds up, especially early in the game. And then they're at home, their crowd's behind it, and then they get comfortable. They're up 15 and they're open and they're making shots, and now it's 22. Like it's all a trickle effect, but it starts with like just playing with energy and being focused, and we didn't have that tonight.
Well, along similar lines, Chet was just in here saying that Minnesota played with an edge that you guys just didn't match. But why do you think that is that you guys didn't match that edge?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The same thing kind of happened in the Memphis series. We came out in Memphis and they blitzed us. I'm not sure. I guess both situations we were up 2-0 going into Game 3, and we went on the road and they blitzed us. But we don't try to go out like that, I promise you. But whatever it is, we got to figure out if we want to, reach our ultimate goals. But that's what the days in between are for, to get better.
Shai, we've seen you have, the occasional off shooting night. This felt like it was really tough for you to generate looks. What was different from the first couple games in terms of you being able to get looks and to get any kind of rhythm?
I think it starts with I honestly feel like they were obviously heavy on the shell like they always are. We got some pretty good looks early in the game from 3 and they didn't fall. And then a big part of it is we were taking the ball out the net for the majority of the game. So they get back and get to set their defense. And I don't care who you are in the NBA, against a good defense, it's hard to score when they're set. And in the past 2 games, it hasn't been that. We've been able to get stops and run and play. And like I said, when you take the ball out of the net every time down, it's tough regardless. So I think that was part of the problem was our defense into our offense.
And then, with Ant, you guys obviously made it tougher in the first couple games. Mm-hmm. He dominated from the jump tonight. What'd you see from him that allowed him to get in such a groove?
Yeah, he got some early ones, like turnovers, fast breaks. He got some early ones easy. And with good players, you can't let them get comfortable early. It looks like that. So, yeah, we got to be ready from the jump. That goes back to the sense of urgency and the focus on the game plan and what he's trying to do out there and what they're trying to do offensively.
Shai, for so much of this season, you guys have been, able to, bump people and, get people out of their offense and blitz people. And, to have that same thing done to you tonight, was that startling to you guys, or is it something that you guys just have to figure out how to deal with and go and watch the film, tomorrow and head into Monday?
I wouldn't say it was startling. It just, it happens. You're never going to be perfect in life in a long season. Now you get punched. It's about getting back up. It's about responding, and that's what the next challenge is. We got punched in the mouth today, and next game we're either going to get back up or not, and we'll lose the game. But we have a decision to make for sure.
Kind of a follow-up on that. You guys all year, last 2 years really, have been a team that put your foot on the gas defensively to either expand a lead or get back into games. Why'd you feel like that wasn't working tonight?
They got too comfortable, and they were playing with a desperate mindset, knowing where the series was laying. And then you give good players comfort in their building with their home crowd behind them. It's in a moment like this in the Western Conference Finals, it's hard to turn the water off. So yeah, that's what that was.
Anybody else? Here we go, Mike Martin. Last one. You talked about punches, throwing the first punch. Mark said the same thing. What goes into feeling like you guys threw the first punch? Because I can't imagine it's as easy as you guys lead and that's the first punch. What makes you feel like you guys really set the tone?
Say again, sorry?
About throwing the first punch. Mark talked about it. You're talking about it. What makes you feel like your team in a game, you guys threw the first punch?
It usually starts with like game plan stuff. Like they obviously have strengths offensively and defensively, and both teams, and vice versa for us as well. And both teams are trying to impose their will on the game. And the team that imposes their will more and earlier usually throws the first punch. So it's the same thing on both sides of the ball. Like if they're trying to do something offensively and defensively, we take them out of it. We threw the punch of that possession, and then you string them together, and there goes the first punch.
Anybody else?